Hello. How are you guys? I am still waiting for her. But when I saw that Ray rushed back from Dunkin' Donuts, I was like, I gotta go on. So she's trying. Um, she actually was trying to get on, and where the camera and the microphone were being used by other apps, that is what happened at first, and she's just having issues. She had never used it before. So she should be here any minute though. And she took some videos to show you guys of a few things. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. How are you guys this evening? Hi, Woofy. Hi, Jennifer. And Truth Seeker and Ray. Here, let me see. She just messaged. Okay. I'm going to send her the link again. Okay. So yeah, I am also eating a salad this evening. I've been meaning to do it for days, but it's like spinach and it's like a Power Greens pre-washed salad. But then I got strawberries and grilled chicken and all kinds of good stuff to go in it. So I love a strawberry, like a salad with strawberries instead of tomatoes. That's so good. So yeah, she actually went today, and they were having a kind of like a ceremony type thing for well, she will explain it better, but for Summer at the memorial, like what they set up for her. So she went there today, and she yeah, she said there wasn't many people there. That made me really sad. She said maybe 5 or 6 people. So, which is shocking because Summer's case has taken social media by that sounds better than my Caesar. It's taken social media by storm. The other day I got a comment that was like, stop, you don't even finish your thoughts, stop looking at the chat. And then, I love to talk to you guys, and I want to answer everybody's questions and comments, so it's really hard to not watch chat. And also, she's also familiar with, I'm going to let her tell you guys, but with some people from the Megan Boswell's case, because those two counties are, I think they're next to each other. So yeah, she personally kind of knows, well, she knows the people involved. I'll let her tell you. I'm going to tell you. So yeah. What are you guys up to? What is happening on YouTube today? It's always crazy. Yes. Bring Summer Wells home. So sad, man. I think it's been, what, 36 days? I just was looking. Let me look real fast. Balancing chat and discussing. We love the interactions. Thank you. I can't just not answer you guys. That would just be so rude. It's making her update Chrome. That's okay. Okay. I do have those videos she said we could play. She actually goes, Plunder had left, there wasn't a ton of questions left for people, but Plunder actually left a question about the pond where she was swimming in that last day. And hey, Larry. Hey, Susie. She went there and took a video of the pond and everything, so she could get a better look at it, because she had questions about were there no swimming signs and stuff like that. So if she takes just too much longer, I'll go ahead and play those videos, and then chat with her after. This case has broke my heart. I know there's so many people who have just, like, Summer has just stolen their hearts. that's why it surprised me that there wasn't very many people there today. 5 or 6 people. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as well known. Larry went live last night with, oh my gosh, you guys. So I had uploaded the TikTok compilation of, hey Amelia, hey Francis, of Bianca Devon's different TikTok people who talked about her. Not all of it was about the case. It was kind of just a mixture of what I could find on TikTok because I wanted you guys to get more familiar with that case. Well, it actually happened where Larry lives, and he did a video. There's a lawsuit happening right now, and he wants to kind of dig into that. And he did a video last night where he talked about that, and he met with her mom. And I thought that was so great. So if you guys, are following that case, that was really good. I was happy to see that. Then I left there and went by Melissa's. My dad came in from out of town, so I was busy, but I wanted to support everybody. And then left there and went to CDT's, and then back all around. Awesome. I saw as I was sitting here to go live that her mom, Larry, followed me on TikTok. It alerted me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And also, I don't know, it just gives me all the feels. I want to know what land inheritance Summer had coming to her if she had one. I've seen it mentioned, but hear no one delving. Be very interesting to know the logistics if true. Ooh, yeah. Remind me again when she's in here if I forget. I'm sure she wouldn't know, but that would be interesting to find out. I don't know how many people would know about that. But yeah, it's always such an honor to even be able to deal with the families of the people that we're talking about, and then you want to be so gentle and respectful. That's my thing. I want to be very gentle and respectful and be just support for them, which, exciting and kind of a rush all at one time. It's a lot. It's hard to explain, but I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Well, I guess you guys, I might go ahead and play that video. She's having to redo her Chrome. You think, I'm wondering if I should. She said it's okay. I know it's hard to speculate and to remain respectful. It sucks. Yeah, it really, really is. Yeah, it's hard because you don't want to be like, well, I think the parents were involved, or saying anything, criticizing them as parents and stuff, because none of us are perfect. Let's just be honest. I mean, if somebody had a microscope on our lives, it's not all going to be beautiful. Oh, she's here. Yay. Hold on one second. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I figured you were pretty stressed after dealing with that.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it, but all I had to do was, if I'd have clicked on the mic and the camera, then it said allow or block. So,
well, yeah, just keep the camera covered up or keep it off, and then you should be good to go.
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Sorry.
That's okay.
7:30.
That is okay. BTS 123. This is not a psychic channel. No. I've had a psychic on here before, and I'm having more soon. But it's a true crime channel / addiction, which, by the way, that is why I left my name. People, some people have names for their channels and some people go by their name. Hey, Ken. I couldn't decide when I started my YouTube account. I still thought I might want to do makeup or something, and I still watch the makeup videos. Actually, Tia, I heard you talking about Jackie Ina, which I love her. Jackie, like I love her, but yeah. So I left it my name because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I'm glad for that because I do want to cover both true crime and addiction. So yeah. But yeah, that's all. We were just talking about random stuff, waiting for you. And I thought about, I actually was close to playing your videos, but then you came on, so it just worked out right. Oh, maybe it was.
You might not want to play all of it. It's like, I don't know, about 10 minutes long, I guess. We went to the horse pond, stables, and there's another trail that goes back in there too. And I'm wondering where they got in the water at. You know what I mean?
So wait, you know that
Well,
video?
you know what I mean when you see the video.
Okay, I only watched the first one. I just went ahead and uploaded them and figured I'd watch them like with everybody. But
Okay.
in the first one, you can see it kind of looks like from one of the other videos I've seen from the family. Well, I'll wait until it plays and then I'll ask you. But do you want to chat some first and then I want to ask some questions about the case and the area and all of that. But first, I thought we could talk about what you did today and all of that.
Okay. So today, actually, these girls from Georgia, they had organized, which is sad that it's somebody from out of state organizing something here. I didn't realize they were out of state until today. But they were having a prayer vigil at the where the press was stationed when they were doing all the searching. So we went over there, took some balloons and some Paw Patrol stuff for summer. And one thing that did make me angry is for so many people on Facebook to say so much stuff, and many of them are local. There was 6, maybe 7 people there.
I was telling them at 5 or 6. That was the only thing I had kind of told them that you had said before. Was that only 5 or 6 people, which that is just surprising as, oh my gosh. For, like you said, the whole internet is going crazy about it. You know, you would expect a lot more. So
I really thought it would be, I mean, which I would have gone anyway. It's not that. It's just for so many people to have so many strong opinions. I just feel like they could have taken the time to come by there. I mean, it wasn't like you had to stay long, you know.
Oh yeah, I agree. I wish I would have been close by so that I could have came. Hold on just one second. Let me try to fix something.
Well, I know you said even if you were in with like 3 or 4 hours, you would have come.
Okay. I was frozen there for a minute. Hey, Kelly. Hope you guys have fun eating. Thank you for coming by. So did you see the parents there today?
I saw Candace and her mom, Candace. They were there with the boys. So since there wasn't very many of us there, you know, we kind of just stood in a circle and talked with each other. And I mean, it was nice.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say, buddy?
How did they seem to be doing?
Dawn wasn't there, but Candace, I mean, she's kind of, she's not at her happiest. You know what I mean? They just hanging in there, is how I would probably say.
Okay.
You know, it's been what, 32 days, something like that, and I just can't imagine. I cannot imagine not knowing if my child is alone, hungry, lost. with someone else. I just can't imagine that.
I can't either. Wonder you're like the thought of your child being lost somewhere in the woods and not like that is just such a I don't like that feeling at all. So I can't imagine what they're going through. Elizabeth, we are talking about Summer Wells and Coat of Many Colors. Oh man. She is I didn't know that you had your name changed, which I wish that I would have seen that, but it's all right. I just don't want to get involved in that crap. But anyway, she's kind of local to the area. She lives about 15 minutes from there, right?
Yeah, well, it probably was about 25 minutes to the church. So we didn't go to their home. But some people that we were there with, they had been there last weekend, I believe. And so, I asked, if Summer had gone in the basement and if she had wandered out the back door, let's say, because if you watch those videos of Summer in church and things like that, you see that she likes to roam around.
Yeah.
And everybody said, she loves being outside. So, if she did go out that back door, could Mom and Grandma see her from where they were? And those people said they were up there last weekend and you couldn't see. You would not be able to see that. And that's where that dog trail goes. So I guess that's where Don's comment came in about the dog trail.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. He wasn't there today. Thank you, Rachel. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And that's okay, Elizabeth. You weren't interrupting anything. I mean, no, it's no big deal. But anyways, yeah, that's surprising he wasn't there. But that brings me to I did take some things I found on his social media. He hasn't been active as of like an hour ago.
He's
Today.
been active today, though?
No, and not today. I checked
Okay.
about an hour ago, but look what I did find, which this one was kind of heartbreaking right here. All you people spreading lies, don't you know people believe these lies? People are threatening to kill us now. Thanks a lot. We still have 3 boys to raise. Isn't it bad enough we lost our daughters? Suppose not to evil people. Suppose not to evil people. Yeah. And then I thought that was sad. Just like I think that you can just see that he's I don't know, struggling.
I just feel like that this is my opinion only. And of course I could be so wrong it's not funny, and I've not met him, but I just kind of feel like that he's repeating things that people are telling him. And when he talks about religious things, he said that he's been a lukewarm Christian. So he's not been in church as much as he has been recently. And so when he uses some of that, when he's using religion to talk and things like that, I think he's newer to it. And he's trying to get across what somebody has told him. And sometimes it may not make perfect sense, but like when he said that about the resurrection, I think he just meant, if something has happened to someone, I will see her again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think people at church and stuff are maybe quoting verses and things like that, and to give them hope and encouragement. He might be repeating some of that. I'm not sure.
Kim says the church member that was at the house tonight, Summer went missing, said that Candace and the boys told him the back door was locked. Okay, sorry. I thought I read that wrong the first time. I thought they were saying they were a church member. But yeah, I think, it's normal. A lot of people who are, going through hard times, that's when they turn to God. I kind of mentioned that the other day in that live I did going through his Facebook. But I don't think that that's abnormal. I think a lot of people live day to day, and sometimes they're not even thinking about it. And then they go through hard times, and that's when you really, that's my opinion though.
I think, yeah, I'm on about the same page as you. But they were very kind. Um, we were supposed to meet at 11. It got pushed to 12, but they didn't get out of church till 12 anyway. And we were not at their church. So that's weird. But that, that bench and that memorial and thing, they said
Yeah.
it's not, okay, so it's not necessarily for summer. I think, okay, I think the church people were not real happy about us doing anything there. I think that was an issue. But I mean, they weren't there, but I think trying to plan somewhere to go, they had an issue with us wanting to do that. I think their youth had done this garden thing. Not, I don't think it's for summer. It's just for anybody who would like to go over there and pray or anything like that. So
Yeah. Well, was going to be my next question, which you kind of answered it, but so no one from the church was there?
no, but we weren't at their church. We're at the church they left, I believe. We were
Okay.
at that Solomon's Temple, and well, yeah, they did used to go there because I remember Candace saying that. And so she was taking home things that were left there for summer, and she said she's keeping everything, the same in her room and putting that stuff up for her.
Yeah, that's sweet. I can't, and sad, but it's sweet that, that she's got all these things from all these people, like the Paw Patrol cards that you took. And, I don't know, people are kind to give them all that stuff. But, well, did you guys bring anything for the boys when you brought those, or do people, I wonder if the boys are, maybe we could try to do something like get together I don't know, to do something for them.
That we did something off of Amazon, and it was before this.
Good.
Because there's an Amazon wish list. But some people, I've sent a list of things to do, like in the area. If you want me to send you a list of things, I can. And if people want to get, like a gift certificate to, I don't know, a trampoline place.
Yes, I would love that.
Like that.
You kind of mentioned that the other day. Like, you could give me a list, and then I could just keep it posted on my community page. And then, if anybody wants to help, they could go there and do that. That'd be great.
Right. And one more thing, the firewood. I know everybody's like, why are they asking for firewood in the middle of summer? That's not the reason they're asking for firewood, is because this is the time of year that Dawn goes out and gets their firewood. Mm-hmm. And he's not doing that at the moment. So when everybody's asked what do you need the most, that's why they're saying firewood, because Dawn's not out getting the firewood, and they've received like one small load.
That makes sense. I mean, it'd be hard to work or anything if your baby was missing, I don't know how people do it. That's a lot of times why people create GoFundMes and stuff. So because they're not out working. So is there a lot of family in there?
Sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, this family, there has been a GoFundMe. They've tried to start one. It gets shut down because it gets reported and things like that. But, I totally forgot where I was going with that.
You said this family, and then you said there has been a GoFundMe, which I had seen that. I didn't know it got shut down.
Oh, I was going to say, here's the thing. I won't cuss, but they're danged if they do and danged if they don't. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to hear from them. Everybody wants to see certain things. And then they go and do these things. Like, did you all see Candace? We have a thing here every year called Fun Fest. It's just like
was it this right here?
Huh?
Was it this right here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Okay, so she done that yesterday and stuff like that. They're getting backlash for everything they do. So it's like, what do you do? If they
Oh,
speak, they're torn to pieces. If they don't speak, they're torn to pieces.
yeah.
Um,
And then they're like, oh, well, she's not out here asking for help. Then she goes out to raise awareness, and they're like, oh, she just now finally did it like this late. And, it's always something. And I
and
can't imagine.
that's why I think that GoFundMe's been an issue.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
kind
what I
of
was
said,
trying to get around to. I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay. You kind of have a little bit of a delay, and it's just the way it is. So don't even worry about it. I'm used to interrupting people and getting interrupted. But I was telling them before you came on, like, imagine if any of us had a microscope on our lives like that. Like, if not everything would be, you know, picture perfect. It just wouldn't. Um,
No. And if I, God forbid it happens to any of us, but if anybody in chat, any of us, whoever, lost a child or a child was taken, we would be treated the same way, I do believe.
oh,
I think they're treated probably a bit more harsh because of their living conditions.
yeah,
Um, that's what I think. But
I
I think we would be torn to pieces too. So that's why I want people to be aware of what they say on these Facebook groups and things. If you're in that situation, do you want people doing you that way? You need support, not
Good. I'm glad you're saying that here because I totally agree. And I stand behind that completely. We need to be kinder to people. We're not the police. So even if you suspect someone did something wrong, you don't know them. You're not like, you're just thinking that from social media. You need to keep it to, like, unless you're in a discussion group or something, but still don't be writing on Facebook all the awful things that I've seen people write about this family, or on her TikTok, which when this started, I went and grabbed some videos, and she had maybe a couple hundred followers. I think I got the screenshot. But I looked today and she has like 13,000 followers. And I'm telling you, most of those people are on there running
uh,
their mouths because the comments were not pretty. They just weren't.
well. And everybody today was like, I'm sure it is extremely difficult to stay off social media, but stay off social media for her, for your own mental well being.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're guilty, innocent. We don't know if they're involved. We don't know if their child's taken. Just, support and pray for this family. Summer's gone. Summer's missing, so Summer needs prayers and this family needs support. And the police and detectives, TBI, FBI, they'll figure it out.
So I have a question. Hey, Lolo. Is there a lot of crime in the area?
Yes.
And is there a lot of drugs in the area?
Yes.
Okay. And then do you think that that's probably a lot of where the crime comes from, or is there also,
I think a lot. Yeah. I mean, I think this place is just like any other place. I don't live in Hawkins County, but I live in the city. So, I mean, and it seems, I don't know if it's worse now than it was before, or if I pay more attention to it now.
yeah.
Um, so,
Well,
but yeah, meth's a big deal here, just like everywhere else. Opiates, benzos, things like that. And I'm talking about in the city, in the camp, wherever you're at. It's a big deal.
criminal imagination of autumn. I've done it too. I think that we are all guilty of doing these kind of things, but maybe we can try to like think about it and try to do better, because I've drawn conclusions too. I mean, even on the phone earlier when I was talking to you, I was kind of drawing conclusions. I would never do that publicly, but still, um, and not about like the parents or anything, but about other stuff. But anyways, we
And
need
like
to try
I
to do
said,
better.
I don't know what happened, but right now, if I was in that situation, I sure wouldn't want people telling me how many different ways I had harmed my daughter and I'm covering it up, and how the boy's done something to her or this, that, or the other. I don't think that's right. That's me, though. That's me. That's how I feel about it. I know if I were in that position, I would want people to be compassionate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are the police? The police department, are they known for, solving all the like crimes, and are they known for being crappy police with lots of scandals? What's the around there? What's the police department known for, or if anything?
Well, and there's good cops and there's bad cops. But I don't think I've ever seen a missing child alert that got this many people involved. Not in my lifetime here. I mean, immediately, even on that dispatch call, they're like, get search and rescue and all this, and the TBI, FBI. There was over 150 some agencies involved by the time it was done. You know,
Oh, unbelievable. It's
yeah,
awesome.
I do think it will be solved. I do think that, we're not hearing anything right now, but I don't think that means they're not working on the case.
Yeah, I agree.
So I
With
think they know what direction they lean in. And all we know is that Summer's missing and the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are unclear.
Yeah, that's true. And didn't they say everyone is a suspect? Just the other day,
Everyone,
no one's ruled out. Everyone's a suspect. We're trying to figure it out, basically. Let us figure it out.
he said we're going through all social media. And I got tickled because he was like, and everything on there, every possible, I think he wanted to say theory, we've already gone through, So, but I know that posting rumors, stating them as if it's like fact and stuff, that bogs them down because they do have to look into that stuff. But they're on top of the social media and stuff. And yes, I mean, probably we've had, I don't know, 4 kids go missing since summer, and they were all found within like 24 hours.
It's unbelievable. There's that many agencies looking into it, and there's really been not much. They've not, at least we don't know of anything. But I mean, there was a truck, and then has there been another vehicle that has been, because someone left a comment on my YouTube channel that they were looking for another vehicle, and I hadn't seen that anywhere.
I've not heard that either. The only thing I know is the red or maroon toy. Was it a Toyota?
Yeah.
Toyota Tacoma with the ladder racks and white buckets or paint buckets, or that's all I've heard of. And I did ask Mom today if that was the neighbor, if they were able to talk to that person, and she said she looked it up, and that's not even an address that exists, 101.
Huh.
And I think I heard some other YouTubers say that. So
Wow.
she
Interesting.
didn't really know, how
Um,
they got that or anything like that. So I didn't hear anything about another vehicle.
okay. Well, I'll try to find the comment and I'll send it to you after if I can find it. It's on my last video on it where we were kind of going through social media. But Criminal Imagination of Autumn says, what is your take on the families' interviews that have been done, their validity, or if you think it's hearsay, or would you rather not say? And she'd understand if you don't want to, answer that. But.
Well, with Dad, like I said, I think he has been told information and he's repeating what he's been told. And, I think he's being honest. I think honest in the way he feels is what I'm saying. He said, didn't he say something about the chances of Summer being alive were not? Well, that's true. The
Yeah.
chances of her after this many days being alive, and that might be how he has to cope with it. He might have to, because I couldn't stand the thought of my child being trafficked or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't either. And someone also said, the past, everyone talks about they're talking in past tense. Well, she's been gone for quite a while. That's normal at this point when a child's been missing that long, and that made so much sense. I mean, come on, she's been gone for a while. And even after, a week or two, oh, look, Lola said the same thing. Yeah. So when I read the comment where the person said, that's normal, they were talking to me because I think I commented on him talking in past tense or it was in my chat. And they said, that's normal after they've been missing maybe 2 weeks or longer. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. So.
Also, okay, let's say your child went to the neighbor's house and was spending the night, and you're telling a story to one of your friends. You would be like, well, my baby was. I mean, I think around here, when people aren't in our presence, we tend to use past tense.
That makes
In our
sense.
physical present. Does that,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes sense. Yeah, 2 weeks would feel like a lifetime. Melise said Donald had mentioned it on another channel, a yellow bug or something like that. He said
Oh, I did hear that. I'm sorry.
a cop mentioned it driving fast. Yeah. So that's interesting. So those are the only kind of leads though that have, we've at least that
But
we've heard of.
the police didn't say anything about a yellow vehicle. So I guess I was going more on that. I really don't. I, I was in those Facebook groups and, trying to be kind and supportive and stuff like that. And I really just had to pull away from it because it was so negative. And I was getting kind of snarky in my comment. And I
Yeah.
thought, I just need to stay off those pages for a little bit. And
Well, if you're not used to that kind of like, I had an experience recently where I was seeing a lot of negativity daily, and after a few days I just felt so hateful and grouchy and just mean. And I think that, I don't know, if you're not used to it, and it will really drag you down. It really can. Facebook groups are crazy, and they get I like to look at them because I don't want to miss stuff, especially if it's like Summer's case I've been following, but I haven't done a deep dive into it. I've still been checking all the Facebook groups in this. If I'm following a case or looking into it, I'll regularly try to check and see what comes up. And same with checking his Facebook, which has been really interesting to read. So the grandma was there today, you said. Do you know if was she in Wisconsin when Rose went missing, Candace's sister? Was she in the same area that she went missing from? Do you know about that?
it's my understanding that she was in Wisconsin when Rose went missing.
Okay, because now is it your understanding that Candace wasn't in Wisconsin?
I'm not sure about that because at first I
Okay.
thought she was, and then I think, well, she said herself that she was between what, Tennessee and Arkansas, something like that.
What I
So
saw, yeah, I think that what I had heard was that she left a year prior to her going missing. It's just interesting to think of, the common denominators in between the two missing cases. And I think grandma is basically it, which is interesting.
it is
But,
interesting.
okay. So are your family and friends following the case? Like people in the area that you talk to?
Yeah, for some, I mean, this case has grabbed a hold of so many people. Like, you know, those girls from Georgia, they don't even follow true crime. Uh, but one of them Summer had she heard about the case, uh, and she's been following it ever since. And I mean, they were phenomenal people. I'm so glad I went today just to meet them. But I mean, that's how this case has done. I posted it the other day. Who would have thought a little bitty, teeny tiny, blonde hair, blue eyed girl could bring so many people together in prayer and and things like that. There's the good, and then there's the so many hateful people at the same time. But there
Yeah.
is a lot of positive. There is a lot of
Yeah.
positive.
And I think we just have to ignore the negative and keep moving and be thankful. There's so many wonderful people out there, like those girls, like you. I mean, even you going and you're one of those wonderful people that's trying to be there for the family, be supportive, be there for the kids, to help, to get, be a voice, to talk about it and keep her name and fresh in everybody's minds. So yeah, you're definitely one of those people. Okay, so before we go to your video, I know I want to show your video, but I did quickly just had a couple questions. So this happened pretty close to where Megan Boswell and that happened, right?
Yes.
Is it
Um,
neighboring counties or?
yes, it is. Hawkins County is the Summer case. Sullivan County, which includes Kingsport in that area, is the Boswell case.
Okay. And do you let me see what I wrote down to ask you about that. Oh yeah, okay. Do you know any of the people in that case? You kind of we talked about what
Okay.
you could share.
Yeah. The grandfather that reported Evelyn missing,
So Megan's
I've
dad.
met him, and the times I've been in his presence, he's a businessman, and he stood in front of me. He's a stand-up guy. I liked him with my interactions. Funny thing too, Megan's lawyer was my divorce attorney. So, and all I'm going to say is there were no issues. We went in there, paid up front, and it took 2 years.
So maybe not the best attorney.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
It's pretty interesting though that the grandfather, because he's the one who called about her Evelyn being missing. And didn't the grandma threaten him and tell him, you'll be sorry? Like, she was pissed that he even called 911. So I believe that she has to know something, you know what I mean? That just,
Yeah,
I
and then
don't know.
Evelyn's body ends up on his, I don't know, yeah, on his property. I mean, where they were, with Evelyn's case, you could see his home and where it says his business is located in Kingsport. So I don't know if he's opened some type of storefront. He owns a paving company. I don't know if he has some separate thing in Kingsport he's opened, but he was located, within a couple miles from my house, and he kept his trucks there and all that. And I mean, he's constantly cleaning them. But I mean, he's a hard worker, and the times I've met with him, he seemed like a really good man.
Okay.
And he did report her missing. So
And grandma
did threaten him.
That's what I thought.
But now they're not together.
Yeah, she's now
Okay.
grandma's with this other guy. I know. Yeah, I was following that case pretty closely. I made a few TikToks on it, and it just seems the last one I made wasn't that long ago, but nothing happened. They just scheduled the court date and they're waiting on evidence from the crime lab. I think that's what it is. Right?
They talked about seeking the death penalty.
Yeah, and I think they said they weren't going to because she was too young, but they were seeking life in prison that at this last hearing, and that they needed another extension because I think it'll be in September, but they needed an extension because some things that they had sent off to the crime lab, let me look for my notes, hadn't came back yet. But let me look. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of am trying to remember about all these different ones at one time. So
I don't
yeah.
think I don't think they'll seek the death penalty with it. Here's what I wonder though. I don't know if mom knows anything. It would be awfully ironic for her to say, if you go to the police, I'll destroy you or whatever, and then they find Evelyn on his property pretty much.
Yeah, that
But
is.
yeah, that's strange. But I wonder, I don't, if mom knows something, I think it would be her knowing after the fact. I wonder if there's anyone else involved that maybe Megan was with at the time.
Oh, like Hunter, right? Is his name Hunter?
Maybe.
um, well, I mean, he definitely was the one who sold her mom the car. We kind of talked about that the other day.
Right.
So
Gave
yeah, I
it
wouldn't
to her.
be
He gave
surprised.
it to her. He didn't sell it to her. He gave it to her.
That's
So,
weird.
that supposedly he gave it to her. I
Huh.
don't remember why. Um, but yeah, and I heard. I don't know if it was Tommy's. Somebody, another grandfather, maybe Angela's grandfather. No, Angela's dad said I was sitting there when he signed the title over, or something like that.
Yeah, it was her dad. You're right. I remember that because he stood up for his daughter afterwards. You
Right.
know.
He
Okay.
spoke one time, and then he was like, "I'm out."
Yeah. I was trying to find. I know I have her court date written down, but I need to be more organized. I'm kind of not that organized like I should be. So
You're
okay.
pretty organized.
Well, I need like a file cabinet and like I need each case organized by case and then um like that way I can kind of flip through and I try to I'll write down upcoming court dates like every few weeks like through in the on the page of my notebook I'm on and that's how I keep track with it, then I just flip back to the last one, but I cannot find it. And I'm pretty sure her next court date is in September, which we're going to have a busy couple months with Letitia Stalk, her, the Lori Vallow stuff playing out. I think it's going to be an interesting second part of the year.
Yeah, Gannon kind of got me too. You know, well, I mean, all these cases get you, but
Yeah.
that case is. There's certain cases I can't let go. That's one. Well, of course, Fallow Daybell. Of course, it's a circus. Uh, Summer Delphi. Delphi drives me nuts.
Well, I think what it is that, like, well, for one, with Gannon's case, we heard him that video of him crying the night before, and
And
that
seeing
was
those
it.
pictures of him in the bed.
Yeah, that. Oh my God, those pictures. Whew, yeah. And I fear that when what we find out in court is going to just rip all of our hearts out. I really do. I think we need to prepare for that one because I mean they have these where they have a charge like a murder charge, and then if it's by someone you trust or with a blunt force object, or there's these things that like make it an even higher charge, and they had him, if you remember, or her, with blunt force.
Gunshot, stabbed, and blunt force trauma.
Yeah, so that just I don't know. I saw not long ago, and I posted it in my Facebook group. Landon did a TikTok on his case, and if you guys follow that case, Landon, what he said, September 30th. Maybe, I don't know off the top of my head. But if you follow Gannon's case and you have TikTok, his mom is on there and she provides updates, and just go follow his mom. She also like talks about her mental health and how she gets through, and she does funny videos and stuff, and they're really good. Um,
Landon Bullard, is that what it is? What's her last name?
on
Is it
there, her
Bullard?
name her name is like Myrtle Beach Marie, Maree. and I don't know, how do you say her last name?
I don't know if that's right or not. I
It's
don't
some.
remember. Is
It's
it
with.
Bullard?
Hold on.
Like BUL? Okay.
I was thinking maybe with a. Let me just look. I never see it because her name
I
is
have
not.
not heard it. You know, I've not seen much on that case in a long time. So
She's in my Facebook group. I'm going to look real fast and try to find it. But you can search her with Myrtle Beach Marie, and that's.
while she's looking, maybe somebody can send you a super chat so you can get a filing cabinet.
I need a file cabinet. This is her Facebook, her name on there. Landon, that B you're saying,
Bullard.
and then Hyatt.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah. I knew there was something in there.
yeah. So, thank you guys for being here. Not sure who you guys are guessing, or I try to help. We were guessing the court dates for Megan Boswell, and then kind of like talking about court dates for everyone. But back to the
Yep.
summer stuff. My brain is like going a million miles a minute. Did you know? Okay, there was a couple questions in the or comments in here about the polygraph test. What do you know about that? And because I know that they said that they took them, or what do you know about that, about polygraphs for the parents?
I know. I mean, I just know what you know about that. That Don took his, he passed. Candace took one, and then I think not because she was um, on something or nothing like that, because she was so upset at the time, they had to reschedule it.
Hmm.
I think that's what I heard. Now, that didn't come from them today. That just comes from what I think they've said.
Okay. I didn't know she said she was. I thought they were saying that she passed or something like that. Like, or maybe I saw that in a Facebook group. But that makes sense because if you're, if they're checking your heart rate and stuff, if you're all worked up, it's not probably going to work very well.
Right. I think, and it was on oh, it was when her friend was interviewed. That's when it was. She said that she was saying Candace failed the first test and called Hunter or something to get their story straight before she went back or something.
That's what Autumn says, that she failed the first from stress and then did another. Well, okay.
And also, those 2 hours that Allison said she couldn't talk about. Did you watch that interview?
Wait.
There was 2 hours. There was 2 hours. She it was on Unmasked, and she was like, "Well, what happened within those 2 hours?" And she was like, "It's part of the investigation."
Yeah, I didn't watch that interview. I need to though, but I hadn't had time yet.
Okay, well, what I heard was she invited the mom over. She invited Candace over, and they hung out.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what wasn't? Wait, how far does Hunter live from Candace? 45 minutes or something?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Huh.
And this didn't come from today either. This come from something else. But I heard that because people were people annihilated Allison when she talked too. They'll probably annihilate me, but that's okay. But yeah,
Oh,
that she went over to Allison had called and wanted her to come over, and that makes more sense with how she ended up with Hunter. Because if I don't like you, and you want to come get my child, I'm probably not going to let you have my child.
right.
I feel
Well,
like Allison was just trying to distance herself from the family since Summer has gone missing. That's my personal opinion. I felt that all along.
well, Don, one of his Facebook posts said, "Why did they turn against us once all this happened?" But I do know that, and I shared this. It's on my community post. There's a girl called Sarah Saving Spirits, and she
I love
went.
her.
Me too. And she goes and looks at his Facebook and like there's some weird stuff in between him and Candace where she kind of seems like, I don't know, it's almost like they're flirting or they're like she's jealous that he was in a relationship, and there's some strange behavior there for sure.
Right. And people have said um, about Candace. I do think that maybe my uncle had Bell's palsy. He first got it on one side of his face, then he got it in the other, and then his never went away. He had it in both sides of his face. I know when I was watching like the behavior panel, you know who I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
They were talking about, they thought she might have some Bell's palsy or something like that. And I agree with that.
That could be, yeah, that could explain a lot.
And I think that's why some people say that she's on something or messed up or something like that. I didn't feel that way today.
You didn't?
No, when I've been around a lot of addicts, I did not feel that way.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
I
I
didn't
do
I didn't
think
want to ask that, but I'm glad you said that because I didn't know. I expected her to look like she was kind of, because to
it's not
me,
as it's not as drastic as I've seen before because my stepbrother had it also. So it's not as drastic as in it droops down like my uncle's did, but it is kind of more paralyzed one side,
yeah,
and
she
it affects speech and all kinds of things. So I I don't think now I can't speak for any other time except today. I don't feel like she was on anything today.
see, that's weird. The weird thing is, like, I could that could explain some of it because I personally thought she did look like she was maybe on some kind of either opiate or benzo, like some kind of downer, which I would understand, and maybe even a doctor would give you if your child was missing, would give you like Xanax or something. I don't know, but that would explain some of it. But she still seemed like so calm and like flat. Uh,
Like
Angelina said,
after,
mm-hmm, yep,
I mean, she was calm. She's kind of quiet. I mean, they were extremely friendly, appreciative. They went, um, they went down to Fun Fest where this goes on all week here. So they closed down the street in Kingsport, and there's arts and crafts and all that stuff, and they have music and bands in. So they went down there when we went our separate ways to hand out flyers. So the girls from Georgia went, mom, grandma, and the boys. They went there to hand out flyers because that place is packed. So I
well,
thought that
good.
was a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea. I'm wondering why Don wasn't there today. That it almost worries me for him. I hope he's, I don't know, I hope he's okay because he certainly seems from his post that he's kind of losing it a little bit. You know what I mean? Which who wouldn't be?
And that was his only girl. So, you know, I'm just here's my thing, and I'm not I'm not gonna lie. I've been burnt so many times it's not funny because I trust too easily. But I give people the benefit of the doubt until they give me a reason not to. So I feel like that, maybe that was Daddy's girl and Daddy's world, and I was hoping to see him too. I don't, I didn't ask, but
Yeah.
that last post you read is concerning.
Yeah. He seems. I don't
Was
know.
that from today?
No, that was from 2 days ago.
So there's been nothing today?
No, nothing today. Let me go check while we're on here, and then we can watch those videos that you did of the swimming hole.
I,
Paula from Thunder had a couple questions about that. So let me go look at his page.
and I made sure I checked everywhere for those.
Okay. So far, All I've seen is friends posting on his page, and he hasn't responded at all. Hold on, let me check.
And
Now, even
he's been posting pretty regularly, hasn't he? I don't
yeah,
get on. I quit it. I had to get off of it. I told you. And I stayed out of that one too because I just couldn't handle all that negativity.
there's a lot of people sharing stuff on his page, some of it not so nice. Yeah, so his last two posts, I'll show you, are the ones I have, and then after that, we have a lot of people who are like sharing on his page, and he hasn't responded. So all these are kind of friends, or most of them are friends, but a couple of them are public. And then the last two posts are that one, this one first, and then directly after that, we have this one, which is kind of about. I want to thank all of my Christian friends who believe in us. It seems the one with Jezebel's spirit. Oh, who insist we're lying. This is how it will be before Christ's return. People will believe in the liar Satan. I think that's supposed to say, in the liar Satan, that he's the real Christ and perform false miracles, and most people will believe his lies. I pray to God, our Father, that you will all read what the prophets say and understand, so you don't fall for the lies and lose your eternal life. Please don't trust anyone unless they are commandment keepers, and don't believe any church unless they fully adhere to the prophets. This is a great lesson for all of us. Believe me, there will be no mistaking it when Christ returns. Love you all, and that's what Christ says. As I loved you, love.
See, I
As
think that since
yeah.
she's gone missing, he's really gotten involved in church, like really gotten involved, and is really like maybe trying to turn his life around.
Yeah.
And that's just what I feel. I could be so wrong. It's not funny, but
Well, I think
because
it
he
makes
made that
perfect
comment
sense.
about being a lukewarm Christian, and any Christians in chat, anybody, if you can't say you've been lukewarm at some point in time in your life, you're not being honest. I think
Yeah.
we've all been through times in our life when we're not our best. But
I think,
I feel like he's turned to the church and to God because he knows and believes through God all things are possible, and that will help him get Summer back. That's my belief.
yeah, I think if any situation would make you, I mean, I've turned to God in moments of that I've struggled, and I think this would be a situation that would make you like, what else could, what else would make, because you would have nothing else. You would feel so hopeless, and that's, you would feel at least a little bit of comfort knowing that God can do something, or you know what I mean. So,
Right, yeah. That yes, it is. Yes.
so do you want me to share now? Was there three or just those two? Here's the pictures you sent. You sent. This is of the swimming hole, right? And the horse stables.
Yes.
Okay. And then the videos, I have two. Was there three?
No, there's two, but it's just a 10-minute video because there
Okay.
are okay. If you go around that tree in the middle, you can get in the water on either side, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
there's another trail that goes off to the right, and there's all kinds of places in there that you could get in the water. I would not get in the water to the left side of the tree. Um,
Right.
and all that stuff that guy recorded that day, all that trash and stuff, all that's still there. Well, you all can just watch it, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute.
Okay.
You don't
Let
have
me
to
ask
play
you.
all of it. I think I recorded for like 10 minutes. I made my
Yeah.
buddy go out in the water because it looked like there was a concrete post out there.
Well, what I'll do is I'm gonna play it in two parts. The first one is a little over 3 minutes, and then we'll check in and then play the second part. But I do want to ask you before we get to that, What about, okay, what kind of animals are in the wild there as far as predators?
Ooh. There was actually a bear on my porch the other day, black bear. So there are bears, coyotes, snakes. I mean, and they're poisonous snakes. Um, Gosh, I don't even know everything, but I would be most afraid of the black bears.
Are there
My other neighbor,
coyotes?
yeah, there's coyotes and all that. Um, my neighbor had 5 bears on her porch at one time. I've actually got a picture. I'll send it to you.
5. Oh my
Can
God.
I send it? Can I send a picture to you now while I'm on here?
Yeah, send it to Messenger and I'll be able to get it, upload it.
Yeah, it was cute though. I really wanted to pet it, but after about 30 minutes, I was like, "Please leave."
And then this picture, I'll go here for just a second so you can kind of explain that.
That's
That
the
is,
horse stables. They were very nice, and um, I took that picture that's as close as I could get to it because it said you couldn't go, beyond that point. But
now you
like
said
I
it's a
said,
super nice park, right? Warrior
yeah,
Park. And there's another place that people swim that where they were swimming, where they were swimming is not the typical, and I'll wait for her, but I do believe she said that. Hey, Diane. Bears. They attacked a beautiful house my family rented before we stayed there, ripped apart the entire outdoor and indoor kitchen. Oh my gosh. Hey, Dave G. That is crazy. There was a bear here. I saw a bear not long ago, maybe like a year ago, and I was driving down the road on a mountain. And so there's like mountain to the right and then up to the left. And he crosses the road on his back legs and then like walks up the mountain. It was so crazy. I took a picture of it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then where my mom lives, which is North Carolina, there's black bears. And Tennessee, is right next there. So I was thinking, I know if my kids were missing in the woods, I would be thinking about the coyotes. That would be one of the top things because it happens and there's people who've lost their lives to packs of coyotes. Um, I would think of mountain lions. I wouldn't really think of bears too much. I wouldn't, unless you got near a cub or something. But the coyotes certainly would hurt poisonous snakes. I mean, yeah. Um, like Barrymore for you, trying to convince everyone that Suzanne was attacked. Okay, she's back. Let's see. There you are.
yeah. When I went out to get that picture, I lost you.
That's
Okay,
okay.
so I sent you those 2 pictures.
Okay. Did you do it through
Messenger.
Messenger? Okay.
Yeah.
If you lose me, just sit there for a sec. Oh, shoot, what was it I was gonna ask you? Oh yeah, so the park, the
Yes.
where they were swimming, that isn't where, like, there's another place that people swim there too, right? That you would be more likely to swim at.
Okay. So when you go to Warriors Path, I didn't know where the horse barn or the stables were. I've been to Warriors Path, but I didn't know about that, probably because I didn't pay attention. But you come to like a fork in the road, and if you go left, you go towards the stables and what they're calling the horse pond. It's not a pond. It's still part of Warriors Path, but it's very secluded.
That's where
Um,
you would go if you don't want to be seen.
uh, yeah, and I made some comments in the video, so I'll just let that be there. But if you go straight, you go into Warriors Path State Park, and it's a very nice park. There's camping, there's all kinds of activities to do. So, I mean, it's a great place to take kids. I just didn't know anything about this other part. I'd never heard of it.
Interesting. That's crazy. How far is where they're at from Knoxville. Someone commented that. I think it was Truth Seeker.
We're hour and a half. Hour and a half.
Okay.
At least.
How far is Knoxville from Nashville?
Knoxville's probably about 4 hours beyond. I mean, Nashville's about 4 hours beyond Knoxville.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit less.
Oh, thank you, Brittany.
We are up in the very right-hand top corner of the state, up at that little tip that goes into North Carolina. We're up in that corner. So we're on the totally opposite end of the state as Memphis, Nashville, and all that.
Okay. Interesting. That means you're closer to me. Oh, Melissa, you're sweet. Thank you. You looked beautiful last night. My background is a tapestry, and I'm changing it. Hopefully by my next video, I'll have a new one. My video with Melissa, it'll be different. So, but I just have it like to the wall, and you can't see, the wall from it, but pretty. Okay, so I guess let me play your video, and then we'll check in halfway through, and then we'll talk after, okay?
Who's Brittany? I mean, am I supposed to?
No, Brittany is, I don't know what I said to her, but she's a friend of mine. She was just commenting. She said the background was pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, did you put those pictures?
I'll grab them while the video's playing, because I'll be able to leave the chat and then put it back. All right, I'll see you in just a second. Well, about 3 minutes.
Okay, guys, here we go. That's the riding stables. We're at the place where they went swimming. It does not say you can't swim, so I imagine you can. But look, it's nothing but mountains. All surrounding this too. So we're gonna walk down here to where they were that day. Warriors Path is a state park. It's really nice. They've got all kinds of stuff to do, like paddle boating and all that. So I had never even heard of this place. And it's not a horse pond. It's the something Henry Reservoir, but Patrick Henry Reservoir. Okay, so they were down in here. I don't get a bad feeling from around here, though. There's still trash everywhere out here, and there's still twisted tea bottles and everything else, so. See, same garbage. But here's what I want. I wouldn't get in that right there, but I don't see any rocks either. I just not thought of that. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I seen something out in the water, and I have the best friend in the world because I'm making her go see what it is. It looks like metal concrete or something. Okay. We'll go see what it is. She don't want to be on YouTube, so I'm trying to just get her feet. Whoa. What's that?
Whatever it is, it's sharp.
Okay.
It's wood.
Do you want my shoes?
No. That's a concrete pillar.
Well, feel of it. I want to know if it's concrete or metal. I want to see how hard it is. Obviously, if I wanted to see how hard it is, I would have gone in there.
You're funny. Okay.
We just meandered around.
I love their accents too, Wolfie. I was thinking that the whole time it was playing. Okay. So what is this? Krista says, it is a video of the pond area where Summer Wells was when she, the day that she went missing. This is my friend, CoatofManyColors, and she, is from nearby. So yeah. Okay, let me go to the second part and then we'll come back.
But look, it's nothing but mountains. All surrounding this too. So we're gonna walk down here to where they were that day. Warriors Path is a state park. It's really nice. They've got all kinds of stuff to do, like paddle boating and all that. So I had never even heard of this place. And it's not a horse pond. It's the something Henry Reservoir, but Patrick Henry Reservoir. Okay, so they were down in here. I don't get a bad feeling from around here though. There's still trash everywhere out here, and there's still twisted tea bottles and everything else, so. See, same garbage. But here's what I want. I wouldn't get in that right there, but I don't see any rocks either. I just not thought of that. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I seen something out in the water, and I have the best friend in the world because I'm making her go see what it is. It looks like metal concrete or something. Okay.
Going out for so far.
We'll go see what it is. She don't want to be on YouTube, so I'm trying to just get her feet.
Whoa.
What's that?
Whatever it is, it's sharp.
Okay.
It would.
You want my shoes?
No. That's a concrete pillar.
Well, feel of it. I want to know if it's concrete or metal. I want to see how hard it is. Obviously, if I wanted to see how hard it is, I would have gone in there. Just reach over and feel of it. Okay. She said it's not safe out there.
Nope.
What is it?
Wood.
Oh, it's a piece of wood.
Driftwood.
Well, pick it up. Why did you do that? We can show it to us. Well, you don't have to turn around. Just, yeah. Well, that's big enough to knock someone out. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay. That was a piece of wood, but still, you can see all the driftwood here. Now, since I made my buddy go out there, she said that it's not safe. She said you sink in it and that her feet were stuck. So I'm not thinking you could just like easily get in and out. She didn't easily get in and out. She can swim. So, okay. There's another path over here. We're going to walk out towards it and see if we can find anything. Okay, so here's this other path. I don't know if they come up in here or not, but this is very secluded, by the way. The stables are across the street, but I would think if someone were at the stables, they wouldn't be paying attention to anything going on over here. Now, look up in there. The terrain and problem is everything's covered with leaves and you don't know where you're stepping. You could step in a huge hole or something like that. So now this is at the swimming hole where Summer went that day. This is not around their home, but this is just how the terrain is around here, period. See? The people from the stables cannot see over here at all. You could do pretty much anything you wanted. I get the vibe that maybe if you're in high school or something and you want to go somewhere to hide from your parents, do things you probably shouldn't do. Like you might come up.
Uh-oh. Hello. Let's see. Bring you back in. This is so dangerous.
Maybe I did send you another one. I don't know.
Will,
Maybe anyway, you could see. But on that other trail, to the left, I mean, there were several different paths leading down to the water, and there was some huge rocks that I imagine people jump up, and there's trees. I'm sure they swing out and do all that. So there was several different ways you could get down in there. So that's what made me think are we just assuming that when they got there, they went in that way that we first went? Do you see what I'm saying?
yes. I got sidetracked for a second because Will scared me. The glare. He said it's so dangerous. He thought you were live there right now. So you were in a dangerous place, I suppose. But so sorry. I got sidetracked for a second. Freaked me out.
I don't think she could have slipped either. Now, there are some swimming holes around here where, you step on rocks and they're slippery and all that. So that's what I was thinking. But right there was, it was sand and little bitty teeny tiny rocks and, there was all that driftwood, but I didn't see any, unless they went way, up that trail, rocks that you would be able to slip off of or whatever.
Yeah. Thank you for grabbing that video. That was really a good, like I was telling you in Messenger before, it gives us a good look around, and it's interesting. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Okay, I saw a question I was going to ask you. Let me see. So, can you tell me though? I do want to ask. Well, I'm going to try to find that question. From here, right here. From here, is it to the left of this picture? Okay.
Yeah.
That is what I thought. Someone said, did Grandma stay in the car? Grandma was there today, right? She wasn't.
She didn't stay in the car. Everyone got out. I enjoyed it. People were kind. It was kind people getting together to support a family that's going through something horrible.
Yeah. I'm glad. I wish there would have been more people there, but
Me there too. I was very surprised. And the gals from Florida, they had bumper stickers, flyers. They had all kinds of things. So
oh,
yeah, and it's interesting because all of us kind of were going in a different direction to a different part. I mean, to a different city surrounding their home. So we're all passing out flyers in our own place. So I mean, it was, yeah, that was very kind of them. And it's sad that they had to come from Georgia.
yeah. The Glarer, Will, said not to mention all the abuse coming from social media. And the Coat of Many Colors, who's on the show today, she's a lot like you, Will. She's just totally against that, trying to be there and be supportive of the family and stuff. She went today to a memorial, like a thing where they took stuff to the little memorial for Summer, and yeah. And then Jennifer, thank you so much for trying to find the link for her fund. I appreciate that so much. Did what did they say that people did they say anything that they needed, or that anything
I
about it?
Yeah, I asked because I know some people in the groups have said somehow the church was going to deliver some things, and I think they got so much backlash. People in the church were getting death threats. I mean, this is ridiculous, um, that they were no longer. If you sent something to the church, they were no longer delivering it to the family, things like that. So it's just ridiculous.
That is
But
ridiculous. I just can't believe that people, oh, like the church people, are catching slack for trying to be supportive, and it's unbelievable.
I got so angry, that David Dotson, he took those boys to play putt putt. Thank God somebody got those boys out of that situation for a minute and took them to do something to get their mind off their sister being gone. Thank
Didn't
God
you
for him.
didn't
I
you say he
appreciate that.
mistreated him? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Didn't you say he was like what happened when they were out?
Oh, I think people took pictures of him. Now they've accused him of doing something to Summer. I mean, it's out of control. Anybody that has been kind to this family has in some way abducted Summer. I'm sure I will have her tomorrow, and that's fine. I'll love her. I'll do whatever I can for her.
Unbelievable. Fun all over. You're funny. Um, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable the way
Jennifer,
people act on social media.
that doesn't go to the family, but that goes to her reward. Yes. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that, Jen. So much. Yeah, I think we all need to really think about how we treat people on social media, the things we say. And let's just say, if I mean, look at Elizabeth Smart. She was found, what, 10 years later? One day she could be found and be okay, but this stuff on the internet will be there forever. So remember that. She maybe, if she is, what if imagine her as an adult looking back and seeing the way people treated her family, the things that were said about her parents, and I don't know. I just think um, we need to really think about how we treat people on social media and what we say. The internet is forever, so that's even more reason to be thoughtful of your words. And yeah.
Yeah, the gals that kind of coordinated this, they said that when they were up there last week that, these boys were happy. And you could see it today. They were happy. They were boys. They felt love from the family. I'm sure Summer loves her family and her brothers very much. Let's say, and with Elizabeth Smart, the way their house is, if somebody did, if she wandered outside, because in church she goes wherever she wants. My granddaddy was a preacher, and he had a child that done that. He didn't care. He just walked around them. But she wandered out, I do think somebody on foot could have taken her. Elizabeth Smart said she could hear the searchers. But that, he would tell her, if you open your mouth, I'll kill your family, things like that. And they just kept moving. So, I just think we have to consider all possibilities. And until the police have it figured out, we just should be kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would hate to, if she turned 15 and wanted to see, when she was missing, look back at things maybe on YouTube or whatever, all she's going to see is people saying her family's on drugs, her daddy's, all this stuff. And I think that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, they're dirty. They're this, they're that. I mean, and don't get me
And
wrong.
those boys too. Those boys might want to look back on that one day. And that's all they're going to see and hear.
Yeah.
And I doubt they can protect them from that now. They probably hear a lot of it, but I hope they're trying to protect them from it as much as possible.
My thing is, I mean, she could have wandered off, but I believe a person had to have either, taken her if she wandered off, or maybe whatever, a person had to be involved, because if she just wandered off, I mean, she's little. She's not going to get all that far before, she has to start resting.
Yeah.
And I just think that they would have found her by now, especially with that many different police departments and agencies working together. You would think that they would have found her by now if she had just wandered off, unless she wandered off to and a stranger saw her walking alone or something. But I just don't see that, because kids that age, like, they'll wonder if they're in a safe space like in church or at home, but they're not want to wander off it. Like, they usually get scared. At least mine would. They would like wander off together. Bentley and his cousin, they're 4 and 5, but I can't see her not being scared to just like roam off into the woods on her own and just keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when I say wander, I just mean wandered out the door and someone was there, or she
Right.
was downstairs and someone came in.
Yeah.
Somebody, and the door may have been locked. Somebody may have knocked on the door and she opened it and she knew them. We don't know.
It is interesting that, like I said, grandma's the common denominator in 2 missing cases. That is pretty strange to me. I can't get past that,
I tried to look up statistics on how many family members have ever had 2 people in their families go missing. The only one you can find, or I could find, is Drew Peterson. I think it was Drew Peterson. His wife Stacy. I don't remember. It was Ed Peterson, but there was 2 people that had gone missing in his family. But that's all I could find. So that is extremely rare. But I still don't feel like it's my place to judge.
Right. No, it's not.
I find it completely strange. Now, don't get me wrong. And I have my own opinions, and my opinions are pretty strong and probably are not what people think. But I'm going to reserve my opinions until law enforcement figures it out. And if I look like a fool, I look like a fool. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not saying your opinions on here, which I think is you're trying to be respectful to the situation, to the police, and I admire that and appreciate that. And also, I don't think that we can say Grandma did it. I was just saying I do think it's kind of odd, and it's hard to let that one go. I think we obviously have to see what happens and everything. I mean,
definitely hard to overlook.
Yeah. Now, someone said, have you listened to the psychics on this case? I had a psychic on here I interviewed a couple weeks ago, and we did talk about it briefly, but I'm planning on bringing on 2 mediums at one time and letting them and asking them both about the same questions in these cases that are pretty big on YouTube, cases they would know about, and then this will be one of them. So stay tuned for that. It won't be long. I'm in contact with them both now. I just have to set up a time that's good for everybody. I
And
just
a
thought it'd be
couple
cool
of,
to have two. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, it is
No.
a couple of them that I have seen. You know, it seems like they all mention a shed. Okay, so I don't want to confuse anybody, but remember the Molly Tibbetts case?
Yes, but not
Okay,
much
so
about it. But I do remember it.
it was around the Chris Watts Jamie Closs deal. And see, Jamie Closs is another one. She she came out after 87 days.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but all that kind of happened together. Molly was running, and they found her murdered. Somehow this I've heard. I've not done any research on it, so I've heard this. Treat it like a Facebook post. Um, that somehow this Savior Harrelson's connected to the Molly Tibbetts case, and she was actually photographed in the same place he was, and it was for sex trafficking.
I did hear about that. I forgot about that, but I didn't know they were photographed in the same place. That is
Well, no,
wow.
that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Right. Well, that's like reminds me of the movie Taken, like the sex trafficking. That's a really, it happens a lot, and we do not hear about a lot of people getting rescued from it. So it's not our first thought when we're looking at these cases. But look here, we have a beautiful little blonde-headed, blue-eyed girl. Not only would she be you know, probably one of the top for sex trafficking, but also, you know, other things. There's lots of reasons why people would take kids that's not, some people take babies because they want a baby like that, or maybe they had one pass away that, looks
But,
similar, or,
oh
there's so
gosh,
many reasons.
I gotta say this before I forget. Her youngest brother looks just like her. They look
Mhm.
just alike. It was it was surreal.
Wow.
And also, another reason Don may have brought up sex trafficking when he did was because there was a 16-person roundup here, well, in Kingsport, very, very recently. And these people were youth pastors, they were teachers, coaches, and most of them were Caucasian. And they were involved in a sex trafficking ring. So, some of what he says is probably coming from what's in the news right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Close they had recently found had a little bus for that.
I'll see if I can find that article. I'll send it to you, but it's very disturbing that there are teachers, youth pastors, your coaches, and people like that all, involved in this 16-person sex trafficking ring. And it,
Pastors like, wow. Wow.
so that might have been where his comment came from.
Soul Survivor says Sean Hornbeck was found after 4 years. Wow, that's
Mm,
incredible.
that is,
That,
and those girls, Michelle, what was her name? And there was Dugard,
yeah, the
Michelle.
Jesus Lord. I don't
Yeah,
know the Michelle one now.
I think 3 girls were with Michelle Knight. They also had, well, I'm not sure, but they were rescued after, and it was like 10 years or something like that. So, I mean, until she's found, there's hope.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all, this is completely off topic, but I just thought about it. Because Criminal Imagination of Autumn said True Detective Season 1. So I downloaded an app called Peacock for Bentley to watch the new Boss Baby movie. And you just like pay for your membership and you can watch it. It's only $5 or 10 with no commercials. But anyways, you guys, the true crime on there, oh my gosh, there are so many things I want to watch on, huge serial killers. I mean, just super interesting stuff. You definitely, all of you are into true crime, you should check it out. And it's only $5. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching some stuff on there. I don't watch a lot of TV because I'm always watching YouTube, but I wanted to
What's
look
the
into
name of it?
the
What's
name
the
of
name
it.
of it?
Peacock, Peacock. And yeah, it's really, really good. You should definitely try it out and let me know what you think. Oh, you already have that. Awesome. If you look at latest in Molly Tippett's case, sex trafficking delayed the trial.
I know. That's, so that is a real possibility that, there's possibilities and there's what's probable. But until she's found, there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah, there is. And there's no like until the police tell us that someone, they're suspecting someone, which I will say, it's interesting to me that they have not ruled anyone out. It's also interesting they've not done like a big search of the house, right? They've not came in there and searched like top to bottom with forensics and all of that. Have they?
I'm not, well, I mean, I don't know what they did with the house, but the Midwest Ohio EquiSearch team came in, and the first day they were here, they were briefed. The second day, they seized the home. So
Okay. Interesting. Well, that's
I
good. I'm
would
glad to
think,
hear that.
I would think the cops would work from the inside out.
Right. And I said that because I watched Annie from the Channel 10 to Life. She was saying that they hadn't done like a full on shut the house down search. Kind of like, with Barry Morphew, they had his house for 9 days or longer, at least 9 days. And she was saying they didn't do that there, but if EquiSearch went in, then that's good. I just wonder, would they be looking for the same type of things that police maybe would look for if, I don't know, but
I
at least.
don't, I don't think EquiSearch would be the first people in there. Just because, we didn't hear about Candace and Don and them, not being able to go in their home for 11 days or whatever. I don't think that means they did not do a thorough search of the home. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would think that would be where okay, I'm not a police officer, but if I was, I would search the home first and then work my way out. So, and they said in the very first press conference, they said all options are on the table. All people are people of interest. We are doing, we're not only are we searching for Summer, but there is also an active investigation going on. So they made it clear many, many times that they were doing two different things. They're investigating and they're searching.
Good. Awesome. Oh, Jennifer, you are the best and quickest. You linked Annie's channel. Thank you for that. I don't
I
know
love
her.
Annie's channel.
I do too. I mean, her channel is just so good. So Lolo says, okay, and I'd heard about this, but I'm going to ask you because you know quite a bit more than I do on this case. Where did the dogs lose her scent? I'm not really up to date on this case.
Supposedly the dogs lost her scent at the end of the driveway. But now that makes sense to me. Because wouldn't her scent be all over the place? And I wouldn't think she's allowed to play in the road. And the mom brought up a swing comment, and some people were making a big deal out of that. And in my mind, I thought it seems to me like mom has set up a boundary. It's like, summer boys don't go past the swing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that was
I agree about her scent being everywhere. That is kind of weird.
so it would make sense it would end at the road because she would be in a vehicle with her parents or whoever. I mean, I don't know if that's how it works or not, but that was just the thoughts going through my head.
Soul Survivor says, I think they mentioned doing a spiral search beginning at the house. And then Elizabeth, thank you for sitting here with us and chatting and stuff. Thank you so much. And then at 25, mine's on charge. I had to take it off the camera and put my phone on charge. But yeah, if they
did,
what's yours at?
I said I had to. Mine's plugged in too.
Okay, so I know you're not comfortable of like theorizing, but how can I ask that without theorizing? what is the name of this lady's channel, the one on the panel with you right now. She doesn't have a channel. I'm trying to tell her she should, so she might. If she does, I'll post about it. But as of right now,
I have thought about it,
I
but
think you should do it. I mean, even if you just talked about this case starting out, I mean, you're local. Imagine what you could do. I've always wanted, and I've covered two close to me, but one very closely, and that was local. And I've always wanted to find a case that I could go to, you know, any court proceedings and all of that. And that would be super interesting if you started a channel and then kind of documented all of that.
yeah, I could do, you know, and I have thought about it. I'm just not sure I am thick skinned enough or quiet enough. Like, you know, when people are rude and mean, you know, I take so much, and then I would probably respond back, which is something I don't want to do.
Yeah. Hey, it is hard. It really is. You have
And if
to,
I did it, I would want to do true crime, not true drama.
right.
I
That's
don't want
me
to be
too.
in drama.
That's how I feel too. It's hard because, you know, I've never been one like to let anybody pick on me like in person. I am sweet, and I had said this. It kind of got, you know, misunderstood a little bit, but I'm also sassy. Like if you mess with me, or someone I love, I'm quicker to defend the people I love than myself. But when I got on YouTube, you know, at first I wanted to respond to certain things, but you have to have a little bit of restraint because it's not good. It's not going to help anything. It's not going to solve anything. And you know, if you respond to every little negative comment, which some of the comments can be pretty rude, and I don't know, it's like it's hard to handle criticism even if it's constructive and you know it'll help you in the long run. Sometimes it's hard to swallow that and be like, okay, like you're right, I'll try to do better, you know. And but you have to be able to do that. I think you do a great job. You handle yourself with a lot of restraint. Like even think about this, like not talking, I don't know, I think you do great.
Constructive criticism I can deal with, but just flat out being I mean, and I could deal with it, you know. It's just, to be honest, I've got a lot going on right now. My dad has Alzheimer's, and he's a handful right now. He lives in North Carolina, so, and my mom lives with me in Tennessee. Her health's not the best either, so I basically live in 2 states.
Yeah, I know. And oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But like YouTube could be a you know, something to get your mind off all the stress.
Right. And
And
that's the
then
reason I thought about doing it.
it might bring you more stress, just in a different way.
Maybe.
No, I'm kidding.
But I
If
am
not.
thinking about it.
Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about the area, about the case, about, you know, the little thing they did today? And I am so glad you came on here with me. I appreciate it so much. That video was so cool, and then just chatting with you and stuff, it's always fun. And I know, I think, thank you. And I love your hair. It's so pretty. I told you that before when I saw that picture, but oh my gosh, so pretty.
I took that at my father's the other day after I got done mowing because of my tattoo. On the 29th of this month, it'll be 9 years since I lost my twin brother. And so I have that angel wing on my shoulder.
Oh, I knew about your brother. I'm sorry to hear that, though, again. I know that's rough. A twin, you know, like we talked about earlier, they're with you in the womb. That's part of you. You said you meet them before you meet your mom, which is just mind-blowing and interesting, and I'm sure the connection. So I got a question. If one of you would like get hurt, would the other one feel it? Like, is there any time that you would feel he may be going through something without seeing it?
Yes. Okay, so when we were in high school, one day I called Mom, and I was like, Mom, something's wrong. But I had no idea what was wrong. And she said, okay, don't freak. My brother and I were extremely close. And she said, your brother wrecked his truck, but he's okay. There was another time in college when we were having a blizzard, literally a blizzard, back when it snowed. And we were all at my mom's house for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but every time I shut my eyes, I could see him walking down the road. So, and he was late coming home, so I sat up, and when he got home, he had to walk. He had gotten his blazer off the road. He had to walk 3 miles to one of our friends' house so he could get home. One time he had an allergic reaction to some heart medication he was on. And out of the blue, I wasn't nauseous or anything. I just threw up. As I threw up, the phone rang, and it was my mom saying, come to the hospital. Your brother just had an allergic reaction.
Oh, my gosh. That's weird.
But now the night, he was with me the night before he passed. This is a whole other issue. But anyway, perhaps if I start a channel, I'll tell the story. But he had a massive heart attack, and that night, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like anything was wrong. One thing was strange though. He did give me a $5 bill, which God, I love my brother with all my heart, but I was the one giving him money, He gave me a $5 bill, and I was like, keep it, buddy, and he said, go up to the store in the morning and get a couple of them coffee drinks you like. So I still have that.
Oh, do you like those Starbucks coffees? Or any of the?
I used to. I would drink those. I like the little double shots, not the big cans, like those little espresso.
I know what you're talking about. I like those too. I love all of them, especially here lately. Those nitro ones, they're really good. They're not too sweet.
I didn't like it.
You didn't?
No.
See, I like a sweet one sometimes, but sometimes I just want coffee and not too much sweetness, and then I'll have those. I do have a couple questions in here. Someone said, would you see Summer from the road at the bottom of the driveway?
I didn't go up there, but from what I've heard, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I don't know that for a fact, but the way they said it sits, it doesn't seem like, they couldn't even get their car up the driveway. The ladies I'm speaking of, they had to, walk. So it's steep, and I don't think you would be able to see her if she was down there. And I know that if you were where Mom and Grandma were, they couldn't see that back door or side door or whatever you want to call it, where someone was.
Okay.
Or where they said she could have wandered, out of.
Then Terry says, has anyone seen the pic with part of Summer in the kitchen Candace uploaded the day of vanishing after 6 p.m.? I haven't.
I don't know if I saw the actual picture, but I did see somebody post a screenshot that she was on social media, and Summer was missing at the time. So I don't know. I know that Robin has recently said that when the family called them, they could not get to the home at that moment. They were finally cleared to go up there, but it took some time. And that they were given police photos of Summer because they didn't have the most up-to-date. So, benefit of the doubt, maybe she was posting pictures of Summer that were more updated.
Okay. Now I
don't know, but that's what I'm going with for now.
Okay. Now I want to share. She did send me some pictures of like some bears, which could be in the woods, I guess, technically around the house. And plus, they're so cute. I love these pictures. I don't know how you guys managed to get them this close. Were you on the porch too?
No, I took it out of the window.
Oh my gosh.
But it was that close and it was that cute, and I did want to pet it. Here, and my dad went out the day before. He couldn't see its face, and he thought it was a pig. And I was like, Daddy, since when? We don't have black pigs around here. But I said, what were you going to do? And he said, poke it in the hind end. And he said he walked out, and I said, what happened? He said, it turned around, looked at me, and I said, what'd you do? And he said, I run like HELL, and I got so tickled.
Well, so were they scared of you guys at all?
I didn't go out there. I'm not
Well,
that brave.
didn't
But
it see you in the window? They didn't seem
oh,
like,
he was about 3 foot from me. That's why he's looking at me.
and they don't look scared at all. He's like, "What's up? How you
And
doing?"
I would have thought that like he would have. I don't know how bears. I don't know how they navigate steps and stuff, but I would have thought he would have come up the easier way instead of climbing up a probably 20-foot 4x4 post. It was cute when he got to the very top because his little arms were over the rail, and you see those pictures with those dogs where they keep trying to get their hind legs up. That little bear, he was trying to get his hind legs up so he could get on top of that. He struggled. It was cute.
Oh, I bet it was cute. Angelina says it's too bad they cannot take aerial pics of the minutes in which she disappeared. Anyone know what I'm saying? And you know what? I bet you they actually could.
Hello, Angelina.
They probably could. It depends because a lot of satellites are going constantly and they're getting pictures of us constantly. And I've wondered that before. Why not just try to get photos from, satellites nearby or whatever, but I don't really know. Does anybody in chat know more about that? And then no, the
I'd like
aerial,
to know. Did they ever confirm that Dawn was at work? You know what I mean? It's like we don't have any of that information either.
yeah.
So that's why I feel like that.
Thank you, Rachel, so much. And she said, if baby is there, Mama Bear would be around.
That's what
Now,
scared me.
yeah, for sure.
That's what I was afraid of.
That's what you should be afraid of. And even in Summer's case, I don't think a bear would be like here we have black bears. And I think unless it's a baby, I wouldn't worry about it as much as I would worry about the coyotes and those kind of things. Cause,
and when you go outside, when Dad went out there that day, the bear ran. They're not. I mean, they come around humans, but I mean, they didn't stand in their faces or anything like that. But I was getting ready to leave my dad's, so that bear was getting on my last nerve. After I took about 20 pictures, I was like, "Can I please go now? Because I needed to go that direction."
Get out of here. Like, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here, buddy. Go on.
I can't get you. You're cute. You've been here for 30 minutes. Go on.
Now the pictures of Lori Vallow those weren't satellite. Those were of aircraft from somebody up in a helicopter, or I think Nadie went up there. I'll never forget the day that they found those kids. It was June 9th of last year, and it was just that shocked me. I never imagined they would be hiding them that close. It's just like, wow, you really had some nerve, Is the Amber Alert still active?
I didn't look, but I seen something today that said, why had the Amber Alert been changed or something, but I have not looked at that. You could go to the Hawkins County public safety page, I think, and it's on there. But if I attempt to look at it right now, it'll kick me out.
Yeah. Now, these are balloons you brought today, right? Purple?
Yeah, we brought 15 balloons. We didn't know we weren't supposed to have them at the church, so we gave them to the boys because we know how kids love balloons. And they were going to let them go, and in the hopes that Summer might see one of the 15 balloons.
Yeah, that's sad. Now this right here was yesterday, right? Because
Yeah,
I saw.
that was
Okay.
that was the Fun Fest parade. That kicks off the whole week.
Well, I'm glad they got to walk in it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then they went today and handed out those flyers and things, and I think that was great. The flyers, bumper stickers, yes. And the Georgia gals that had the bumper stickers, they were $3. There was two on there. One was like "Find Summer Wells," "Prayers for Summer," or something like that. And then they were going to give anything they made to the boys, something for the boys.
Good. Hold on one second. Let me check something.
Okay, I'm not that brave. Well, if somebody
Oh.
ever hold of my dog, I might.
Oh my gosh, Woofy just sent me in Messenger an article that says I hadn't seen that. Satellite photo shows Chad Daybell property on likely day of child's burial. That is interesting. I'll have to look at it when we get off here. So, I bet you the satellites, they could probably find more information, but I don't know how expensive it would be, how quick it would be.
I think it's super, super expensive. Didn't Gray use in the Delphi case? Didn't he get some? He got some satellite images, and I think it was around 12:30 something, and it needed to be around 1:30 something, and it was like a couple $1,000. Don't quote me, but I think something like that.
Okay, I'm going to come back on
And I
camera.
don't know how you would go about, what agency would reach out to. You know what I mean? How would you go about getting them?
I don't know either. I mean,
And who pays for them?
the government and other governments and different, probably, I would say, what's the guy's name that owns Tesla? It's like, I can't even think. My brain's not working. People like that probably pay for, who knows? I'd say there's probably a lot international ones.
If it were my child, I would be, I think I would not be too proud to beg these people to help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to find out about that. I might try to look into that and see.
I think
what
Lori's just going to claim that yeah, they're expensive, I think. I think Lori's just going to claim that she thought her kids were, Chad and Alex took them somewhere safe. I don't know. Can they put her there? I mean, you know what I mean? Of course, they're trying to.
Oh, yeah. And there's more that we don't know, but they can put her there because her best friend was there the night that JJ went missing. There's quite a few things. And
Sorry, buddy. I meant on Chad Daybell's property that day, like they did Alex and Chad.
I don't think they can put her there physically, but they can put her with Alex prior to, is what I believe. I don't know about with Ty Lee. Something makes me feel that I've heard or seen that she may have physically been there, but we only have the information on that arrest affidavit, which they only have to show us like the top, like, enough to show that they had a reason to arrest, but they're only giving away a small percentage of what they have. So when they go to court, we'll probably find out more. But you're right, Elizabeth, hiding in plain sight.
Probably be more gruesome than we even know.
Oh, God. I'm sure it will be. That one and the Gannon Stout case, those are going to be some difficult days. And covering that is going to be difficult, it just is. Even with Summer Wells, I mean, if you use her name, this video may be monetized. I don't know till after it's done. But I know that all the other ones, immediately they demonetize with her name. Yeah. I don't know.
I think I put summertime under my video because I didn't know what to put. So I just put summertime.
But that's a good one to use.
For a name. If
It's
you don't
crazy.
do or say anything you're not supposed to, that's not right.
I know. But that's how it is in the true crime world. Like, a lot of your videos will get demonetized, especially if you're giving details of crimes, which is understandable in a way, but also, I mean, to me, it's like the news, and like forensic files and stuff. Like, you know what you're getting into when you come to one. And all my videos I put for 18 and over. So
Right.
I don't know.
And
I
see,
think it
that's
depends.
sad because I know for a fact that you are busy constantly doing your YouTube stuff. I mean, you're constantly doing it. And I'm sure it's for, I appreciate you. I'm sure it's for not a lot of appreciation. I don't know how to say it. You probably don't make much money doing it because of that. So you're doing it to help people get word out and all that. So I really appreciate the research, the time you put into it, because I know pretty much every time I've talked to you this week for about 3 seconds, you've been working on your YouTube stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, and I thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Constantly, and then I have the TikTok too. And if you're not, researching or writing down questions or whatever, or editing thumbnails or filling out descriptions, or then you're replying to comments and responding to emails, and it's like it is a lot. I don't think there's much free time. Actually, I know I don't ever have free time. I'll sit down and smoke a cigarette, but that's it. That's the longest I sat down until nighttime. But you know what? I love to do it. Like, it's so fun for me. So it's
Right.
okay because it kind of makes like my days go by fast. I'm interested in it. I've met so many wonderful people out there, doing it. And so, yeah, it's fun. It's not
Well,
too
I
bad.
appreciate you doing it.
I appreciate you coming on here and doing what you're doing. I appreciate
Thank
it
you
so
for
much.
having me.
And you going there today and bringing them, all of it was really sweet.
There's so many cases that I would like to go support people, And before COVID, we had a business and we traveled a lot and could do that type of stuff. But we're in a position right now where we have to wait on the government to do some things and blah, 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 and all this before we can even go back into business. So it's just been a big mess, but to be able to go support somebody or something like that, I love stuff like that. Like, I will go in Walmart and I'll just talk to random people. I'll just say hi to random people. And, my buddies will be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Spreading sunshine."
So my buddies are like, "What are you doing? Stop." Thank you, Lolo and Ray and Woofy. You guys are amazing. You guys have really just pulled me through some of the toughest times, some of the most frustrating times, and yeah, I appreciate it so much. I love all of you guys so much.
We love you.
Oh, Jennifer. So I guess we're kind of done, but if we want to and anything happens, anytime you ever want to talk about it or come on and talk about anything, you're more than welcome. You want help starting your channel, help editing, starting a TikTok, any of that, please don't, reach out to me. I want to help. I'll be talking to you anyways, like on the phone and stuff, but I'm here. And if you need me, I'm here.
I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you can see my editing skills are not that good, considering I thought I edited that video in 2 parts, except it just showed the first part of the video and then part of the whole video. So, oh well.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom whenever it started. Got up and ran, and when I come back, it was like a new, not what was anything in the first video. And you're like, "Wait, you're playing the same video?" And I'm like, "I am." Like, "Are you sure?"
Thank you, criminal imagination.
Yes, thank you so much. I don't know when the next press conference will be. I guess we kind of have to wait and see if anything happens, right? That's kind of, or
I
if the
think,
public demand it.
yeah, I think the TBI said that they would do another press conference if they had any new developments. But, I'll be more than happy if you want me to come back on again, if things develop in the case. Maybe at some point in time I can go farther into other stuff, and the Boswell case. It's kind of weird that I know two people in that, but I think there's going to be more to it than we think.
Well, you know what? I plan on covering the trial or whatever happens in court.
And if they'll let me go, I'll go.
That would be awesome. And you could come on and we could talk about it and kind of recap what happens during. I'll be watching from here. I'd love to come and show up in person to one of these cases. That'd be so cool. But
And
yeah,
I did take a chance on COVID too, but I would go and definitely come back on.
FB says, have you seen the post Red Tacoma posted under one of TBI's Twitter feeds? I haven't.
I think so. They show a picture of a truck with ladder racks. Is that what you're talking about, FB?
If it's that one original red Tacoma, let me check real fast. Thank you, Julie, so much.
Yeah, thank you, Julie.
Angelina, great job, Alex, and Coat of Many Colors. And when is she going to change her name? Winky face.
I did change it, and when I changed it, nobody knew who I was, so I had to change it back.
We'll find Twitter and go look at TBI's thing before we go, just so we can know what's up.
And then some people in the chat have said, that's my favorite name, so I just went back to it.
What does it mean? Coat of Many Colors.
It's a song by Dolly Parton, but to me it means that, you don't have to have money and material things and all that. To me, it's about acceptance and love and things like that. There's so much more to life than material things. If you've got a home, if you've got love, if you've got your family, you've got all you need.
Absolutely. That's the truth. I'm a simple person. I don't want all the fanciest things, and don't get me wrong, I don't mind shopping and stuff every now and then, but my mom always taught me from a young age. She told me, she said when she started working, she had to have suits every day, and she never had the money to get a bunch of different shoes or different suits. So she would go to the dollar store and buy a pair of high heels there or whatever. And she'd say, nobody ever knew I was wearing something from there. You don't need to spend a bunch of money to look good. If you can put together an outfit and you got style, you can look good on a budget.
Really? And so even if you're, if you get up, I don't want to get off subject, but, a lot of people are down and out with COVID and all that and depressed. Get up, take a shower, put you some makeup on, go out and walk or do something like that. And I promise you, if you will get up and get moving, you will feel 100 times better. It's hard to do it, but.
Well, you know what? That's part of, I guess maybe in recovery, or I don't know, just being at home all the time, I had to get in the habit of every single day, usually afternoon when the babies are resting or napping, every single day I take a shower, and I usually put makeup on every day. Sometimes it's not a lot, just maybe mascara and eyebrows or whatever, but it makes me feel good. If I'm up and I'm clean and I smell good, I'm smelling all fruity or whatever I'm wearing that day, and my makeup's done, then I'm feeling a million times better than if I'm all skanking it and, messy hair and just you know what I mean? Just, you feel better when you look good, at least a little bit. When you take care of yourself, it makes you feel good.
Yes, it does. And, people that are criticizing the family for, it having debris around it or whatever, instead of criticizing the family, maybe we could get together and go up there and help pick up trash. Something like that productive instead of just bashing. I know I have been overwhelmed before. When I get overwhelmed, I shut down. We don't know their situation, and that's a big thing with me. We don't ever know what someone else is going through. So, maybe this family's dealt with a lot. People probably wouldn't know it, but, the only blood I have left in my family is pretty much my mom and my dad. And things like that affect us all so differently. They may. What if Candace was depressed, and the reason there's trash around is because she got overwhelmed and she
Yeah.
just stopped. She gave up. So, we can encourage people, lift them up, help them. And not only will it benefit them, I promise you will get the blessing.
Yeah. If you do good, you feel good. When you're doing the right thing and being kind, and you're right. It it does.
Thank you, Melissa.
I do
Yes,
make it every day too.
making your bed.
And skanking it, Wolfie said. Let's see. Smash that right in the face. You're crazy, you guys. You're funny. Um, Someone had a question, and then I guess we can go. Hang on. Oh, okay. What did Dawn say about people coming through the woods at night? I didn't see that. If I did, I can't. I don't recall. Do you remember that?
I don't remember seeing that either, unless he's talking about somebody could have come from that dog trail. And what I understand from the girls that were up there last week, there is a trail that's back there where the door is that, if someone took summer, they could have gone down that dog trail. And see, he said it, and I think it's probably because last weekend somebody pointed it out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think those girls may have pointed it out to him last weekend, and then I think he went with that. I just feel like he's kind of desperate and going with whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe he's just thinking thinking about things and then speaking on it. I think he pretty much doesn't have much of a filter. He's kind of just like
He
blurting out
doesn't.
his thoughts and emotions. Yeah. So,
I think he's just saying things that we would want to say, but we just wouldn't say them. We wouldn't. I think after 32 days, if we didn't think our child had been kidnapped, that we would think that maybe she's not here anymore. And while we may not say it, he is saying it. And I don't think that's a bad thing. To me, that shows he's being real.
yeah, that's true. I'm not very, I mean, just being honest, if I know we're not going to get into this any deeper than this, but I will say when it comes to the adults surrounding this, I am probably the very least suspicious of him because he is just, I mean, I don't know. I just think that he seems so distressed and so
See if he posted anything on Facebook yet.
he's struggling major.
I mean, and I don't think that means he's in trouble with the law. I mean, I worry more about his well-being.
Right. Nope.
Oh.
Now, an hour ago, a friend posted on there and someone's liked it, but it wasn't him. And he hasn't interacted with any of these posts that his friends are putting on there. And it's really bizarre because with him not being there today.
Yeah, because he's been the most of. I mean, he's usually the person out front.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't think it has anything to do with the law.
Maybe there's
about his well-being.
if I could guess, just like off my gut and intuition, I'd say there's probably some trouble in paradise. You know what I mean? They probably are having some kind of issues, and he's just maybe arguing marital stuff, stress. I mean, your baby missing, you're going to be stressed, and maybe that's just my thought. That's the first thing I think of it. Who knows? That's just me guessing and being nosy. It's truly their marriage is not my business.
And
But
honestly, the loss of a child usually ends most marriages. I mean, that's statistically proven.
I could see that. Let me look at something. I want to see. You said you looked up what are the odds of having two missing family members? I want to see if I just do like a quick Google search. What are the odds?
Thank you all for being so kind.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome in chat tonight. My chat is always awesome. My mods are just on top of it. And not only that, I don't think that, like, seems like a lot of people are just good people and kind. Okay.
I try to stay in, those chats where people talk to one another and they like one another and they're kind to one another. I've listened to a few things lately that I don't care for that type of thing, so I backed out of it. But I listened for a reason.
Yeah. Wolfie said, thank you for the info. Kim D, when my brother drowned, my parents divorced. It's very hard. We lost a baby. It ain't funny. People have said,
Who lost their brother to a drowning?
Kim D, I'm so sorry, Kim. And then Autumn, I'm so sorry to hear that too.
Yeah. Kim, please go listen to. Okay, once we get off here, YouTube, go to YouTube, pull up the song The Truth About Stillwater. I think that will mean a lot to you.
Oh man.
And I know what that's like, and that's been the most horrible thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And for about a year, I quit life. So
Let's
sorry.
look at this quickly. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I think the only thing that you kind of said this earlier, but if you think about it, the only thing that it'd be so hard to lose your parents, but a twin would probably be just as hard. And then losing a child,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
You think that's by the good Lord? I can't have children, like physically, I'm not able. I would love to have one. I didn't want kids until the doctor told me I couldn't have kids, and I was like, well, that's not right. But I was 19.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think the good Lord didn't give me kids because I do have anxiety, and I would probably have them in my face 24/7 because I would be scared to death.
What, Wolfie? Having kids would be, or not being able to have kids, that would be really tough. And I know because I can't have kids now, and I would love so much to have another one. Babies are just like, oh my God. It's like
Oh, God.
love, just love. It makes you just change and grow, and it's just the best ever. But now, like, I don't know. And I have some, so it's not having any, that's tough. But you can always adopt, and there's a lot of kids out there who need somebody.
Hey, there was one of the ladies that were there today, and you're right. Their kids are just pure love. They're so innocent. I know we're born into sin, but they're just so pure. Alabama's right. The closest thing to heaven is a child. But there was a lady there today, and she had two daughters, and they were both adopted, and one of them was 18 months old, but she was so teeny tiny.
Oh,
I held her and played with her.
maybe you think about it. If I had the money, I would adopt another one, but I just don't have the money. But if I ever get to the point where I do, oh, it's happening. I'd have 20.
I think they need to work on the. Okay, I don't think it should be so expensive to adopt because that's why most people don't adopt. They can't afford it. $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
Yeah.
But I think the process to be a foster parent or adopt a child should be very stringent.
Oh, yeah. It should be. And the amount of cases that I've seen of children being abused to death are usually, a lot of times, they're in foster homes or being adopted. It's so bizarre why you would take in a kid just to hurt them. But
I worked in a profession for 15 years, well, almost 15 years. A lot of people do it because they get a check. And that, I mean, it's sick to say that, but I mean, it's the truth. And even the kids know that. They'll tell you that.
Mm-mm-mm. That is
Sad.
so messed up. It is sad. And also, what if you're doing it for a check, then you're not using that check to take care of the kid. So who's buying the supplies for this child, the clothes? Who's making sure that, they have the other things that the kid, like for me, I don't just want a child to be able to feed it and take care of it. I want to be able to go buy all the coolest toys, to, give you a phone when you're going to middle school, get you a car when it's time to drive. It's not just being able to feed them and clothe them. There's so much more,
Right. Yeah. Even with my nephew, I want him to be so much better than I have been. And I don't want him to be materialistic or anything like that. And he won't be because his mom and dad's not. But, I want him to have the best life.
Yeah. Julie, she doesn't. Oh, what was the name of the channel she mentioned? It was a song, and it is. My mod linked it up. Her name's Jennifer. If you look for one of her previous comments, she linked that song actually. Now, look, I want to ask you guys something. Okay, so
Yes,
this.
boys are easier.
I wonder if this is focusing at all. This
No.
is okay.
Gross.
Yeah, it's her thing. Now, it's her missing poster from the FBI.
Can I ask a question? Does Unsolved have 2 sets of twins? I have 4 2-boy twin girls. Do you have 2 twin boys too?
Two
That's
boys,
nice.
twin, and then,
2 girl twins? I
Um,
thought twins were prevalent in my family. You gotta speak. I love twins. My little nephew's getting ready to have twin brothers, and I'm so excited because I know what it's like to be a twin. I had that experience. I've had that bond. I was going to tell you earlier, like, Mom said she brought us home from the hospital, and the second night she had us home, she had us in the same crib, and that my brother worked his way up until he was laying, like, under my arm, and my arm was stretched out, and it freaked her out because she said she didn't know newborns could move, and the doctor told her that was the way we laid in the womb.
oh my God, that is so precious.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Barb says the boys are not twins, just the girls. Okay, so
Twins are awesome, though. I'm excited to watch that bond and watch them grow.
I know, I bet that'll be cool for you. So do they run in the family?
Yes, we've got a lot of twins in the family.
Okay.
Yeah, my great grandmother was a twin. My grandmother was a twin. I'm a twin, so lots of twins.
That's really cool. So if you don't have it in your family, can you have twins? I know you can if it's like artificial, or like you're getting if you're trying to have a baby and you're paying for those shots to be more fertile or whatever. But if you're just naturally having a baby, you probably would have to have twins in your family line, right?
I don't think so. I think, and it depends on, I don't know what I can say on here. It depends on the egg and the other and all that. But, if 2 get fertilized, or if 1 get, for identical, my brother and I are fraternal twins, you wouldn't believe how many educated people would be like, I would say I had a twin brother, and it's like, are y'all identical? And it's like, he's a boy, So,
So no.
but, oh well.
Okay, now this is something I want to point out about her missing flyer. Okay, it says that she was last seen leaving her residence, leaving her house. That's the last place she was seen. I want to know by who. Was it grandma? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying grandma's done this or anything. I'm just curious if she was. And I wonder how I'm sure I could find that somewhere.
Okay, if they were outside and Summer and Candace walked her part way to the house and she went inside, and then Candace goes inside and says, ask the boys for some, wouldn't the boys be the last ones to see her? Because she asked the boys where's Summer.
Yeah,
they said downstairs, and she hollered for her and she didn't come.
So yeah, Technically, I suppose so. And I'm sure the police have talked to the kids and stuff, but we won't know.
Yes, they have very extensively from what I've heard. TBI and all that. Yeah.
The Londoner says, did the boys actually see her? And
I,
did they actually see her? Or did they just assume?
I don't know. That's here's what we know that is a fact. We know that the circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain unclear. We know there's a search for Summer and an investigation going on. And those are the only facts we know. Oh, and they're looking for that maroon red Tacoma with
Mm-hmm.
the ladder racks and the buckets.
And we know there's
I would imagine whoever this person is or whatever, it's strange they've not come forward.
yeah, that is strange.
But I would think they would remove the ladder racks and get rid of the buckets immediately, but I don't know.
But you know what? And someone commented this on my page, and this is true. Hi, Melissa. I'm glad that you finally made it. Better late than never. But anyway, someone commented, the police can easily search and see how many red Toyota Tacomas are in Tennessee and who owns them, and that is true. So,
They did that, and there was I think they did it with um, SA Predator Cop, and there was 4.
oh wow.
Right.
In one of the interviews, Don told a story about one of his classmates accidentally killing a family member. I think he meant something with that story. There's so
Can you
much.
find that? Because I never did. I heard of it. I heard about that, but I heard about it somewhere else. I never heard him say that or anything. I would like to hear that though.
Yeah, if you have the link or can tell us where to find it, let me know. She said it was about the kids returning to school. Uh-oh.
Will you scan it, Alex, if you find it?
Yes, I sure will. Or if we, quit and you find it and you can, maybe you can comment it under the video. Dawn said a red truck was recovered without plates connected to a neighbor.
Okay, there was a maroon red Toyota Tacoma truck abandoned on I-26, and the license plate had been removed. Now, this is what I didn't hear this from law enforcement. They ran the VIN number and it come up as a neighbor, but then, there's not a 101, which is apparently where it come up to 101 Ben Hill Road. So all that's kind of confusing.
Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Lisa, congratulations. That is so awesome.
Yes, congratulations.
All right. Well, I guess we've been on here for quite a while. We better go, but maybe we can come do this again soon. And I am so thankful and so appreciative for you coming on here. I really, really mean that. This has been a lot of fun, kind of just going through all this. And the videos, that was awesome. I think that brings a whole new kind of perspective. Candace was in front of a new looking SUV. Yeah, so thank you for coming on. And
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. And if if stuff's going on around here, like I said, I don't mind going to court and things like that. Just, hit me up and we'll work something out.
yeah, that'll be awesome. Okay, and then Natasha, I hope they make it safely. And then Chat, thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you
And
for being kind. I've never done this before. Thank you, guys.
yeah, thank you so much for being kind to my guests. And you did a great job to have never done it. I think you did a great job.
You, Allie.
But all right, I guess I'll talk to you soon, and I will see you guys on Monday. I'm going to actually post a members only little video soon. I was filming some of it before this, and that'll be up probably tonight or tomorrow. And then on Monday, I have a live where I'm interviewing Melissa Jade as part of my creator series. So I think that'll be fun. But yeah.
Okay. You have a good night. Everybody have a great night wherever you are. on an evening.
Right.
And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you. I hope you have a great night too, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.